Welcome back. Today we're going to see if we can get this dead bike back to life and get it started. So what we have here is a motorcycle that is a mystery bike. We don't know what state it's in. We bought it with a dead battery and it's been sitting for years. So we have a few clues there. The first thing we have to do is to see how the electrical system is, to see if we can get spark into it. While I'm at it, I'm also going to drain the fuel. This has fuel in it from 3 years ago. You don't know what state it's in and you don't want it running in your engine. So we'll start there. Step 1 and step 2 are going to be get the fuel out and get my charger onto the battery. So that's where we're going to start. So I tried to drain it and I guess the fuel tank's empty. So that's a good start. Now we're gonna get to the battery, which I'll show you how terrible it is to get to a 696 battery. Pretty much have to take all of the top fairings off and then prop up the tank, and it's really quite terrible. So let's do a time lapse. I don't know if I can keep this bike. There's at least 15 dead spiders that I've seen. So okay, so you guys can see we've popped it up. It went pretty smoothly, except I forgot that these things have bolts that hold them down, so don't get stuck there. So that's it. That's what it takes to get to the battery. We've got the battery down here. We're gonna put our charger onto it and see if we can get some if we can get the lights to light up on the dash, and then we'll see the odometer, and then yeah. So we got the battery charging now. It doesn't look too hopeful. It looks like I'm gonna need a brand new battery anyway, but at least I've got some red flicker on the dash. That's the security, I think. So we'll leave it for a while on slow trickle charge. I don't want to shock the battery, so I'm gonna leave it on the lowest amperage on my charger and check back on it later. So we're back in the garage after a whole workday worth of charging, and it looks like I'm not getting any activity on the battery. So we know the battery's completely dead, so we'll put in a new battery. Let's see. So the old battery didn't work. I left it charging on a trickle charge pretty much overnight and through my work shift, and no luck. So I went to my local batteries and plus light bulbs place. They carried the right size battery for this bike. It was about $100. It's installed now, and let's give it a try. We've got some encouraging things. I'm getting the red flicker here, so this bike has not been flicked over in a while. All right, good news. Everything lights up. And the mileage is 8,480 miles, which is 1,500 less than what the previous owner thought. So good news all around. There's an urge to start it, but I'm not going to. I am gonna go through a few more checks before I just crank it over. So let's lay that out. So let's go down our list. We now have a fresh battery in there. We're getting lights. I am gonna go forward and try to crank the motorcycle. So the steps for that are drain the fuel. I've already done that. I've got fresh fuel here. I didn't quite get all of it. There's still a little bit at the bottom, but I have a full gallon I'm gonna put into the tank, so that'll mix up and it'll yield to be enough. So we're gonna put fuel in. We're gonna check the oil to make sure that there's oil in the motorcycle. It may be a little bit old, but make sure there's oil in it. So here's the moment of truth. There's oil, there's gas, there's lights. Let's check if it'll crank over. Bike's in neutral, it's on the kickstand. I'm excited. Let's hope she starts. Hey, that's a good sign. Okay, it's trying to start. So there's compression, there's spark. I think the good fuel just needs to get in. Okay, okay. Okay, here we go. We're getting there. It's trying to start. It's really trying to. So either way, good signs. I have compression, I have fuel. The starter works, so electrically it's fine. I figured it out. I'm an idiot. This is my 4th Ducati and I forgot about the throttle advancer. If you have a Ducati Monster and you've never had one before, this throttle advancer is like a choke. It lifts up the cam and it opens up your idle position a little bit more so you can idle. Duh. So throttle advancer is open, bike is cranked over, and this motorcycle freaking runs. I think I'm gonna call it a day now. So we have a fully running motorcycle. My $2,000 investment, $2,000 gamble is paying off. We have a running motorcycle, but there's still a lot of unknowns. Yes, it runs, but is the transmission okay? Is the drivetrain in the back okay? Those are the things we're gonna start tackling next. But I feel more comfortable now that we have a fully running engine to go deeper into all of those things. The value of this bike just shot up significantly because of the fact that we know that there seems to be no electrical issue and the engine itself seems to be running okay. So next time I'll probably bleed the brakes. We'll go through that process and probably start taking apart the rear end. I have parts coming for this motorcycle that will allow me to hopefully hit the road in about a week's time. So that's it for tonight. Thanks guys, ride safe.